Hello, it's Miss Gina, and you're at Gina's Planet. And we're going to read Marvel's Spidey Amazing Friends, The Lost Web Shooter. It's a little golden book. The Lost Web Shooter. It's by Steve Behring, illustrated by Premise Entertainment. Spidey was swinging through the city when he heard an alarm. It was the villain, Doc Ock, stealing 3 big bags of money from an armored car. Spidey said, "Drop the loot. That money isn't yours. Drop the loot. That money isn't yours." Doc Ock wanted to slow Spidey down, so he used his super strong tentacles to throw a flower cart at him. He threw a flower cart at Spider-Man. Spidey. Doc Ock ran into a nearby park and hid 1 bag of money in a tree. Spidey caught up to the villain and used his web shooters to get 1 of the bags back, but Spidey and Doc Ock played tug-of-war with the 3rd bag. "This is getting tiring," the villain said, pulling as hard as he could. Spidey fell back and hit a streetlight, knocking out one of the web shooters off his arm. Spidey used his other web shooter to web up Doc Ock. Oh no, he lost a web shooter. And then he returned the money to the armored car driver. They didn't realize that there was still a bag of money missing, but Spidey did realize that he needed to find his web shooter. Just then, Miles Morales called Spidey on his comlink to tell him that Aunt May wanted him to help her in the garden. That gave Spidey an idea. He used the comlink to call Trace E, the robot, and the 2 smaller bots, Twirl E and Twist E. He asked them to find his missing web shooter. Beep, beep. The robots were happy to help. Twist E, Twirl E, and Trace E. There's his comlink. Meanwhile, in her secret lair, Doc Ock was untangling the last of Spidey's webbing from her tentacles. "That annoying spider ruined my plan again," she grumbled. But that gave her an idea. She would send her Octobot, Cal, to get the bag of money she had hidden in the tree. At the same moment, a brother and sister, Will and Lizzie, were finding something in the park. It was blue and red and had a picture of Spider on it. Will pressed the button. Thwip! And webbing shot out. "It must be Spidey's web shooter," Lizzie said excitedly. Will and Lizzie used the web shooter to help a boy get his kite out of a tree, and then they ran off to see what else they could do with it. Uh-oh. Somebody found his web shooter. The kids didn't realize that Cal had seen them, and so had Doc Ock. The villain said, "That's Spidey's web shooter. I must get it." She ordered Cal to steal the web shooter and bring it to her. Cal easily took the web shooter from Will and ran away. But not before Tracy and Twirly and Twisty arrived. They immediately called Spidey on the comlink. Peter was busy helping Aunt May plant flowers. Luckily, she had to go to the store, and that meant... Take it easy there, baby. Peter was busy helping Aunt May plant flowers. Luckily, she had to go to the store, and that meant he could slip away as Spidey to save the day. In the park, Tracy had taken the web shooter from Cal, but then Doc Ock showed up. The robots were no match for the villain's tentacles, and Doc Ock snatched the web shooter away. Now I can web up those pesky superheroes.